Hello, welcome to the third and final session covering SQL Basics, based on the topics presented at IB Expert's Firebird School, held by Holger Klemmt and Jason Chapman as part of the International Firebird Conference 2007. We'll continue with the in operator. Here, the value c.id is being limited to the first 5. That is, we only wish to see the first 5 resulting sets. The in operator is very powerful. The in can be a set of values or a select. You should be careful that there aren't too many results, as this can considerably slow performance. The exists operator. Here we are selecting the customers from the customer table, where if one or more rows are returned, then it will give you the value. If no values are returned, then it omits and does not show it. This means these results will only return customers who have not placed any orders. The exists operator is almost always more helpful than the in operator. The exists operator searches if datasets meeting the conditions exist, and when it finds results, sends them back. The in operator would initially fetch all datasets, i.e. fetch all orders, and then narrow down the result sets according to the conditions. If you have a choice between in and exists, always use exists, as it's much quicker. Let's now go on to insert statements. Insert into category values 20 cartoon. As no columns have been named here, the values 20 and cartoon are inserted from left to right in the category table columns. If the column names are not specified, data has to be inserted into all columns. The category table only has 2 columns. For larger tables, it is wise to be more specific and always name the columns you wish to insert data into, as you may not wish to insert into all columns. For example, insert into category ID text values 21 more cartoon. Always take into consideration that not null fields have to be filled. Update applies to the whole table. It is simply a list of Z variables or fields and their new values with a condition. If you don't put a qualifying clause in there about what it's going to do, for example a where clause, it will update everything. So always check thoroughly before committing. Unlike select, both these commands only interact with one table at a time. You can also use insert into with selected data. Insert into customer without orders. Select C.star from customer C, where not exists. Select ID from orders, where orders.customer_ID equals CID. This can be used to insert data into a table that's been supplied from another source. Here, the select is from customer. So what this is doing is inserting into a table customer without orders, and then the data is being supplied by something else. So you can insert into a table using a select statement, and that will push all the data that is being returned by the select statement. Whereas Firebird requires the table in which you want to insert data to already exist, the IB Expert SQL editor, however, has a nice feature. It will create the table for you if it does not already exist. In the above example, if the customers without orders table does not already exist, IB Expert asks if it should create the table. If you agree, it creates a table according to the information supplied in the query and pushes the returns into the new table, customer without orders. This function is ideal if you wish to extract certain data for testing or for a temporary report. So that's your basic insert statement. Insert inserts one or more rows. The update statement applies to the whole table. So update products set title equals Firebird Conference Day, actor equals Firebird Foundation, where ID equals 1. The second one here is simpler. Insert into category text, select text from category where ID equals 1. Here we're inserting into the table category, and we're saying we're only going to give you one field. Every row has got to have a unique ID in it, the primary key we mentioned earlier. What you can do in a database, you can use something we're going to talk about in one of the other sessions called triggers. And it has an opportunity to fill in the gaps for you. So this is basically saying we're going to insert into the category table into one field, the text field, fill it with data, select text from category where ID equals 1. Delete is a little bit like the update. It applies to the whole table unless you restrict it. Delete from order line where ID between 1000 and 2000 limits the values to a range. Be careful when defining your delete conditions. A mistake here and you will delete the wrong datasets or too many. Create, alter and drop. If you're just starting off, we would not recommend creating all database objects by writing SQL. Use IB Expert's DB Explorer to create and manipulate all your databases and database objects. Please refer here to the IB Expert chapters in the online documentation, DB Explorer and Database Objects. To understand how the database structure works, analyze the DDL code created by IB Expert as a result of your point-and-click actions. This can be found on the DDL page in all object editors. Well, that was a brief introduction to Firebird SQL. A transcript of this tutorial can be downloaded by all IB Expert registered full version holders from the customer download area at www.ibexpert.com. We hope this tutorial has been of help to you and look forward to publishing our next subject, creating your first database. Goodbye for now and thank you from all of us at IB Expert.